Welcome to Refuse to Lose. My name is Javon Jordan. I'm your host today. We're here for the weekend special, and we're going to call this Father and Son because I have my father with me, my dad, and I have two of my brothers with me. How y'all doing, fellas?
Since me and Pittsburgh can't get along, let's get it on.
Okay, I like the energy. What's up, man? Ready to get it in like usual. You know the vibes.
Hey, what's up, y'all? We ain't running from them dirty birds. We stopped them. We'll stop them again.
The Dirty Birds Atlanta.
All right. So look, we're gonna have two topics today. The first one, we gotta talk about those dirty birds, right? The Ravens. All right. The Ravens. My dad's guy, Lamar Jackson. So we're gonna kick it off with my father first. And the question is, do you think Lamar Jackson can win a Super Bowl?
Most definitely. I think Lamar Jackson can win the Super Bowl. First of all, Lamar Jackson, he needs to mature a little bit, because I didn't like the fact that he got into the COVID protocol, then he got sick and all the other stuff, and the interceptions. Don't get me wrong. They say he got so many interceptions in so many games. He had 4 interceptions in one game, and I'm not saying that's a good thing, but like I said, he just stop throwing the ball in the air sometimes and make better decisions on whether he should run or pass. And Patrick Mahomes do the same thing. He throw the ball in the air, but Tyreek Hill just catch the ball. And that's a fantastic throw. Look at the Super Bowl where he threw the ball up in the air so many times and it was almost caught or it was caught. And but Lamar Jackson do it. Oh, he throws the ball in the air. He's not playing well. He has all 3 starting running backs hurt. He on his 5th starting running back. Bateman didn't play the first 6 or 7 games. Then number 14, the wide receiver, just came back. He was out 3 games. Okay. Tight end Boyle, he just came back last game, so he was out the first 7 games. Then Stanley is our best offensive lineman. He's out for the season. Cornerback's out. Our starting safety out, but we still 8-4. So you tell me, some of the games that Lamar Jackson win, most of the games they win is Lamar Jackson's fault. Most of the games they lose is Lamar Jackson's fault. He has a lot on his plate. If there's no blocking, you can't do anything. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. So get off Lamar Jackson's case when it comes to um he's throwing interceptions and he's doing that. He's the most valuable player in the league when it comes to his team.
Yeah, so I mean, from what I see for watching the Ravens play, I think he is good enough to win a Super Bowl. I think he's a great leader. You know what I mean? Even go back to college. I don't know if y'all seen when Louisville retired his jersey, but they put a video out, all his teachers and stuff speaking on him, and like they spoke so highly of him, and the way they were saying that he acted in college as far as leading his teammates is the same way he acted in the NFL. Like everybody follow him. And you see how even what was that, 2 years ago? Lamar Ingram was like the MVP front runner, you know what I'm saying, in an interview, talking all that trash for Lamar. So Lamar, a great leader. So I think he's there on that. I will say he does better like as far as figuring out his mistakes and correcting them. He does better on that part. But as far as like, will he win a Super Bowl? I don't know, because like they've had opportunities to get some of these receivers in free agency over in trades. And it seemed like the receivers don't want to come to Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Like they put the trade packages together, but from what I see and from what I hear, like the receivers just pretty much didn't want to come over here. I don't know if it's because the way the offenses ran or like the Lamar's throwing ability. But as far as Lamar, I do think he's good enough to win the Super Bowl, but I will say that a Super Bowl is, to me, unlikely in his future based on how his career has gone so far.
Okay, I agree with a lot of the points y'all made. You know, I do think that Lamar is talented enough to win a Super Bowl with his dual ability, but he does have to learn how. I think the biggest thing he has to learn is take what the defense gives you. You know, don't force nothing. He has the ability to do everything. He can run it, he can throw it, short, long, you know. He does have to become a better in-pocket passer as far as accuracy consistently. But I feel like if he learns how to take what the defense gives him, then it'll go a long way. But to J-Mo's point, I don't, I think he's capable, but I don't see it happening. I mean, you look at the history of the league, he is the best to ever run it, but a lot of guys that ran it were a little bit better passers. Like Steve McNair, he didn't run as great, but he could pass better than Lamar. And he made it to the Super Bowl. Other guys, I don't think it's ever been a dual threat quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Has it? I don't think it has been one. Another thing, the Ravens roster, like Jamal said, they never have good receivers. I mean, Hollywood Brown is cool, but he's not. He's small. He's not a guy that's gonna, you know what I'm saying, be that receiver that's gonna elevate Lamar's game. You know, he needs that type of receiver, I feel like. And yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. Can I go back? Now, if I'm Greg Roman, right? I'm coming out with the 2-minute offense, and I'm spreading receivers, and I'm putting Lamar Jackson in the shotgun. He's better in the 2-minute offense. He's a threat to run the ball. You can't go man to man, because if you go man to man, then he's gonna take off. Put him in the 2-minute offense more. Give him the opportunity to show his showcase in the Indianapolis game. Any game that you watch that he's in the Pittsburgh game, in the 2-minute offense, he went right downfield with no problem. Run that 2-minute offense more with Lamar Jackson, and you will see that he don't need a great receiver. He just needs somebody that's gonna catch the ball and put his talent on display. The running game is not working. The power game was Baltimore Ravens bread and butter. But now that all the running backs are hurt and they have on the number 5 backup running back, now shift it to Lamar Jackson. Run that 2-minute offense, spread the field out, and let him do his thing.
Yeah, like with me, I think that like he's definitely capable. He's a good enough quarterback to win a Super Bowl, and I think what needs to happen for him to do that, they need like a great defense and a great offensive line. I don't think he needs like great receivers, nothing like that. If they have a great offensive line that can hold that can create a good rush a running attack with a great defense, he can win a Super Bowl. Because you look at Mike Vick. Mike Vick is the closest thing to Lamar, right? Like a run first quarterback I could throw. He never really had like a top tier defense his whole career. You know, with Atlanta and Philly. You know, so when it came to playoff time, he couldn't get over the hump because it was basically Michael Vick or bust. It was no defense involved. So if Michael Vick had a bad game in the playoffs, they got bounced. And that's how it is right now with Lamar. The best defense Lamar had was his rookie year, but that was his rookie year. You know, he didn't really he wasn't Lamar we see right now. I think I looked at that year, they were third in points and fourth in yards that year. That was the best defense he ever played with. And then every year they just progress. But I think Lamar needs like a top 2 defense to win a Super Bowl. If you get a top 2 defense and you get a great offensive line, Lamar can make magic work. With you keep the receiving core they got right now, Hollywood Brown. Now Lamar can make that work. You just gotta keep my offensive line to keep that running game flowing, and the defense got to step up in the playoffs because in the Super Bowl. Now we're not even talking about the playoffs because when you get to the Super Bowl, they got 2 weeks to prepare for you. And then the type of quarterback Lamar is, he can't thread a needle over and over and over again. 2 weeks of preparation for Lamar is a good enough time to slow Lamar down tremendously. That's why they're going to need a defense to make up for Lamar's magic not working all game. So they can't win the Super Bowl over Lamar's magic. That's not going to happen. They're going to need a defense and a great offensive line. So that's my opinion on that.
Can I say something?
I've been sitting. I've been my bad, Javon. I've been
But
sitting by the phone for 2 weeks. I'm waiting for them to call me so I can play running back.
see, what you just said, Joe, like that's something any quarterback can win with, though. You give Justin Herbert a great offensive line and a top two defense. He can probably win the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, I guess anybody. So that's like the perfect situation for him. Now having a top two defense and a great offensive line, I still don't think that's enough, to be honest. I don't. I think he needs a pass catcher, somebody that's catching the ball. Not nobody that's top three in the league, but a catcher. They got like Andrews catches, but what do you do against us? He came up small. You need a big body receiver that's gonna go up and catch them balls for you when you need them to just go up and catch them balls. Because most quarterbacks, they don't. They got that receiver, they got that receiver where you don't have to always put it on the money. Just put it in their area. Lamar don't have that. He don't have nobody like that right now. And I think that's what he really needs because he's not no great passer. Like, he can pass. He's not no pinpoint, bing, 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 bing. He's not that, So he would need a receiver like that to make up for the lack of passing. Because even his mechanics are off right now. Because the pass, a lot of people are blaming Andrews for the missed pass, but I think the rush by T.J. Watt made Lamar rush his pass, and it probably was a deceiving pass because it wasn't like sharp and clean, So that's just my take.
All right, cool. That's a fact. Though. I like that. But that TJ Watt play. All right, so we're gonna go to the next subject and the next question, last question. We're gonna talk about Steph Curry. We're gonna switch it to NBA, and Steph Curry is 10 threes away from breaking the record. And last night he tried to break it. He shot he shot a bunch of threes last night, but he only made 6. So he's 10 threes away from breaking the record, and they play tomorrow night. All right. So or Saturday night. Sorry, they play Saturday night. So we're gonna kick it back to you, Dad, and then we're gonna just talk about what you think about Steph Curry, like his greatness, where you see him ranking when he's finishing his career. Let's talk about his greatness for a second.
Well, I mean, of course, we all know he was the best shooter to ever play the game. And, to me, he's he's a gentle giant. Whereas that you have you have leaders like LeBron James and Michael Jordan to get in your face type guys and try to pump you. Steph Curry don't do that. Steph Curry leads by an example. Steph Curry leads by sharing the ball. He don't hog the ball. He's not a James Harden. Hold the ball 100 times, 20 minutes out of 24-minute shot clock. Charles Bach did the same thing. A lot of great scorers has to have their ball in the hand for a long time. Stephen Curry passes the ball and move it out the ball. He's not selfish. He's not one of them players that get in your face when you make a mistake. Players want to come and play in that type of atmosphere because he don't carry himself like he's a superstar. When somebody make a dunk or hit a three, he's the biggest cheerleader on the bench. And not just that, he leads by his lifestyle. He's a family man. He's not in any trouble. You know, he can shoot. He can go to the basket. He rebound. See, a lot of people don't realize how many rebounds does Stephen Curry get a game. Not just that, he assists the ball. You know, he played within the system. He played within his game. But when he's hot and he's in his rhythm, oh, he's gonna dog you out. Now, them championship games, like against Cleveland when they lost that game to Cleveland, I'm not even gonna bring up the Draymond Green, LeBron James thing because that series was over. It was over. I'm not gonna bring that up. We talking about Stephen Curry. My bad. He got outplayed by Kyrie Irving. He should have played. Should have shot a little more. You know, should have got more involved. But for me, no question. By the time his career is up, he's gonna be top 5 of all time because he gonna pass the 3-point record before the All-Star game. He's 33. He's gonna play till at least 40 because the way he play. His game don't consist in a whole lot of athleticism. His game consists of playing smart and shooting threes. So to me, when this all said and done, he will be top 5.
She's top 5 is. Whew, I feel you though. I mean, he definitely top 5 as far as impact. I don't know if y'all recently heard Steve Kerr comparing him to Jordan, but I mean, he did it before comparing him to Jordan, and I think it's accurate. He's not saying like, as far as how good he is, he'll beat Jordan one-on-one and nothing like that. I think he's saying like, as far as when you go see them or when you watch them play and what they do on a nightly basis, it's like pretty much almost every night when you leave the game or finish watching the game with Stephen Curry, you like, man, he did something I never seen before. Like almost every night, like he hit a half-court shot the other night. He do that all the time, but it was over 2 people. He hit a contested half-court buzzer beater. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that before over 2 people. So, like, he always doing something you never seen before. I think he's under 6'6" or 6'5", whichever height you want to go with. I think it's easy. Easily the second greatest point guard of all time. And real basketball people know that he should have gotten that Finals MVP in 2015. Like, I think he should have gotten it. No matter what Iguodala did, Iguodala wouldn't have been allowed to do anything he was able to do on the offensive end without Stephen Curry being who Steph Curry is. So I think that he should have got that Finals MVP. And some people talk about the postseason. He got some great postseason moments. You know what I'm saying? Especially the 17 points he scored in overtime against Portland. I think I called you that after that game. I don't think you watched it live. That was one of the greatest games I've ever seen in my life. But when he's done, I think he'll be a top 10 player when he's done. Other than Allen Iverson, and I was young when Iverson was playing, so I wasn't really like diving into the game of basketball like I am now. But I just think it's unbelievable. There's never been anybody Stephen Curry's size to dominate or change the game the way he has and impact the game the way he has. It's so impressive because he's a regular guy. He's not faster than everybody. He doesn't jump higher than everybody. He's not stronger than everybody. But he still makes the game look easy or effortless, as they say. He's a three-point shooter. All he do is shoot threes. But for like 2 years straight, he led the league in points in the paint. He led the league in points in the paint in 2016 when he won unanimous MVP. So he's not a one-trick pony, although he can rely on his three at times. But when it's all said and done, I think he'll crack the top 10. He almost cracking the top 10 right now. Look like he about to win MVP this year. If he win a Finals MVP and win another MVP, man, he gonna crack the top 10 to me for sure.
Yeah, Steph Curry, like he truly is the ultimate game changer, you know. He's very unselfish. He doesn't always need the ball. Him out there can get you buckets. Just him running around, you setting the pick, opening up, get you buckets. So he's probably the best teammate to have ever, like ever in the NBA. Like I bet it's guys that's retired now watching it like, oh man, I wish I could have played with him. Like, you know, especially big man. You get the offensive rebound, you see Steph. I mean, that's almost 3 points every time. He is gonna be top 2 when point guard when it's all said and done for sure. Far as player, top 10, top 5 for him, for me, to get the top 5, he would have to dominate in the playoffs by himself more. When I say by himself, without KD. And it's been times when he shied away in the fourth, where it's times where he don't shoot the ball a lot in the fourth, you know. So last year really showed the world what Steph Curry can really do by himself, kind of, you know, because Clay wasn't there. Had a lot of guys like Wiggins, Poole up and coming. He wasn't what he is this year, but he had some bumps, kind of, you know what I'm saying. But a lot of people didn't even expect him to even get close to the playoffs for last year, and he lost by one fluke backboard buzzer beater step back from LeBron. Like, if LeBron hit that shot, he in the playoffs, and ain't no telling what they do, you know. So for me, he can get to top 5, but he gonna really have to like this year, because there's some beast in the West, you know. Like, he got really run through the West now, because the West is stronger, I think, now than it was back when, you know what I'm saying, when they won all them games and all that. Because it was like with the Rockets, with the one of the teams that had to get through. It was who else was it?
Spurs.
It was Spurs, and Spurs not here no more. You know, it's a lot of more guys that can win games on their own. You know what I mean? Like the Donovan Mitchells, like all that kind of stuff. So I want to see him really take over and like dominate now, like without, because I think he looked weak too when KD came over there, because he went and recruited him. You know what I mean? Like, y'all like that. Y'all just went 73-9 or something. Like, you know, y'all the GOATs for real. And you Steph Curry. So he got a lot of respect from me, because, you know, I was a big Steph Curry critic at first, because he was very impactful, but, you know, it was still, I had to see more still. Like, now he's like Dad was saying, he's rebounding a lot more now. He's assisting a lot more now. He's like really a lot more involved in the game other than just running around shooting. So I think he can be a top 5, but I think he has to do a little bit more dominating in the playoffs and in the finals.
Yeah, and you think he's gonna move up a little more on that scoring list, you know? You know, he gonna move up quite a bit, because he still got quite a few years left in him. And this thing, his first 2 or maybe 3 years, he ain't really play because of his ankle surgeries. So you think if he had played those years, and then think what he has left in the tank, you know, he's in tip-top shape because he run around all night long, you know. And right now, the team that he has right now is not a great team. It's a Stephen Curry team. See, when Kevin Durant came over, he took a backseat to Kevin Durant. He welcomed the mat to Kevin Durant. You do your thing. But now this is a Steph Curry team. Whereas that he's the man, and everybody's playing up to their potential surrounding him. Steph Curry get the ball, somebody wide open. Free dunk every time for Iguodala, Draymond Green, and even Gustavo Anderson. Wide open dunks. Because everybody's pulling to Stephen Curry once he get the ball, or if they think he's going to get the ball. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like yeah, Steph is great, man. Like Javon said, like he, you know, when he's Steve Kerr says all the time, he's an offense of his own. When he's on the floor, he creates the most space on the floor than anybody in NBA history. And I think that if he were to ever become a free agent, he'll be the biggest free agent in NBA history. Bigger than LeBron was, bigger than anybody was, because you can, bigger than what KD was, because you can put him literally anywhere and he'll be impactful. Anywhere. All right. So he has, see, it's people got this thing about, like, I think somebody said, I think Elijah said, about in the playoffs, he don't really show up, right? He got some moments in the playoffs, but then what killed him was that Cavaliers series in 2016. All right. But you look at his playoffs, right? The first time he won the championship against the Pelicans, he averaged 33 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. All right. So that was his first playoffs as the top dog. The first playoff series, and he showed out, averaged 33, which is good. Against Memphis, I think they swept Memphis, right? He averaged 24-5. They didn't sweep Memphis? Okay. He averaged 24, 5, and 6. But against the Rockets, 31, 4, and 5. Cavs, 26, 5, and 6. Now, he definitely should have won MVP other than Iguodala. Iguodala had like only 2 games, I think he scored over 20 points. Because I be thinking, like, you trying to tell me if you take out Iguodala, or if you take out Steph and keep Iguodala, or if you take out Iggy and keep Steph, you have a better chance of winning that series with Steph out? No, you have a better chance with Iggy out. And Iggy almost caused a series, missing all those free throws. You know, so
and he caused the other series because he should have dunked on LeBron James.
Yeah, you're right. He caused that one too. You're right. You're right though.
Man, I'm 6'7". I'm dunking. I don't give a damn if Wilt Chamberlain down there. It's championship. It's championship. I'm cuffing that. I'm cuffing it, and somebody got to block that.
No, you're right
Ain't
though.
no
Like, he went out. I think he did like a fake reverse type deal, right? But you know, and then you look at 2016. This is good because I be telling people that everybody forgot in 2016 Steph got hurt. You know what I mean? He got hurt that year. So in the finals, he played hurt. But we really can't use that for an excuse because he balled out when he came back. Like, he got hurt during the Rocket series. Clay took over, and people forget Clay led the playoffs in points that series. All right. So Clay took over, and then he came in. He played his first game against the Blazers in Portland. It was up 2-1, and it was a hostile environment. I think he came off the bench that game. Sean Livingston got his first ejection in his whole career. So Steph had to play more minutes than what he supposed to play. And this dude dropped 40 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. And had 7, like J-Mo said, 17 in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, he was hurt, but he was still balling. The second game, he had 29, 5, and 11. And then in OKC, they go down 3-1. Steph hit the switch. I know Clay had a good game 6. But in game 5, Steph had 31, 7, and 7. Game 6, 31, 8, and 10. In game 7, 36, 8, and 5. These are like historic playoff moments right there. And then he laid an egg against the Cavaliers. Like, against the Cavaliers, he only scored 20 points twice the whole series. You know, so, and then in the last game, I think he had like 17 points, 3 assists, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, something like that. He wasn't impactful at all. So, but this stuff we see today is so much different from that stuff in 2015. And you can see it. Like, Steph is not that guy. He's not shying away from shooting the ball no more. He don't mind. Listen, this dude would go 3 from 30 from 3 if he had to. But back then, 2015, like Javon said, in the fourth quarter, he would start shying away from the ball. Like, he wasn't being aggressive at certain times to yell at the team, like, hey, come on, Steph, be aggressive. So I think going forward, if Steph was ever put back in that situation, he's not going to let that slip out of his hands. But that series killed his legacy. If he would have won that series, he would have been the best player in the NBA, like, no question. Because not only they beat the Cavaliers in 2015, you telling me you're going to turn around and beat them again while they're healthy and being a unanimous MVP that same year? That was a huge opportunity that slipped out of his hands. You know, so, but because of that, like, being top 5 dad is going to be tough because of the finals MVP situation. You know what I mean? He got 0. And I don't fault him for getting KD because at the end of the day, your goal is to win. Like if he thinks about not getting KD because what somebody might say, that's the wrong mindset. You shouldn't be thinking about what the media will say about you, all that crap, and or your legacy. Who cares? At the end of the day, the more championships you have, the better your legacy. And at the end of the day, you still gonna get paid. So I think he did the right thing, but it's just that Cavs series that killed this situation. Because if he even won that Cavs series and getting KD, nobody would ever say nothing. But the fact that he lost and then got KD, it was a bad thing. So far as what he gonna finish with career wise, I don't know. I don't think he would crack top 10. He gonna have to win like 5 or 6 championships to be top 10 to me. Because you look at people in the top 10, they all got more championships than him. Every single last one of them. You got Tim Duncan. Hold on, you got people like Jordan, LeBron, except for Larry Bird. Larry Bird got 3. Right? You got who else? You got people might put Tim Duncan in there, Kobe, Shaq in there. Shaq got 4. So I think Steph will have to win like 4 or 5 MVPs because everybody's in the top 10. They got multiple Finals MVPs, and Steph don't have that. And Steph only in there. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I agree.
Steph not finished yet. He let me tell you, if you bring the Jackson 5 back, Steph will be one of the Jackson 5. Tito gotta go. Tito gotta go. Steph will be one of the Jackson 5. Steph is 33. He gonna play at least 7 more years. He gonna win at least 3 more championships and some final MVPs. It ain't over. It ain't over. And look, this year, Clay ain't even played yet. The Wiseman haven't even played. So right now they're winning, and Steph is playing good. But wait till Clay come back. When they cross half court, it's gonna be like playing tennis. They're gonna call them Venus and Serena.
Yeah, Steph got a lot of groundwork if he want to like be top 5 or one of the greats. He he's done some things, but like you said, that Cavaliers, it really don't, because even you said it, Pops, he got outplayed by Kyrie Irving, and a lot of people don't even think Kyrie Irving in his stratosphere. You know what I mean? So, and I think he has the opportunity though to get top 10, top 5. Like he got to really these next 3 years is his chance, because he don't do it in the next 3 years. I don't think after that, because there's other guys coming up and other teams coming up that's getting better. But if he continues to do what he's doing right now, like the new stuff, then yeah, I can see him getting at least 1 or 2 more rings.
Yeah. If he wins MVP this year, they finish with the best record, and they win an NBA Finals. They run, like you said, they run through the West, and and then like while going through the West, they beat the Lakers, they beat the
Right.
Suns. You know what I mean? Then they go to the finals and beat Milwaukee or Brooklyn. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna. You think about it, that'll be 4 championships, Finals MVP, 3 MVPs.
MVPs.
So he might do be top 10. So that's
Best shooter ever.
So let me go back. Let me revisit that. You know what I mean? Best shooter ever, and the same year he broke the 3-point record. So yeah,
this is all on LeBron's watch though. This is all on LeBron's watch.
Yeah, the second grade. That's
the reason why Jordan was so great, because when he was winning, nobody else was winning.
And the people who won J-Mo, I consider all-time greats. Like people like Larry, Magic, you know what I mean? Hakeem, who won between he left, like they all consider all-time greats.
And then another thing, Joe, you said about the playoff moments. Before he was the top dog as the guy in 2015, remember in 2013, he dropped 23 on the Nuggets in the third quarter. And that's when they started calling him Mr. Third Quarter. And then they played the Spurs the next round. He dropped 44 game 1, hurt his ankle in the fourth quarter. Spurs came back and won that game. Clay dropped 30 on him in the second game, so it was 1-1, but then the Spurs ended up winning. To this day, I don't care what anybody says. If Stephen Curry didn't hurt his ankle in that series, I think they would have beat the Spurs.
I agree.
In 2013, I think they would have beat them.
They had no answer for
And,
him.
and the difference between Jordan and Curry, and like Jordan and everybody else, was before Jordan came on the scene, it was great teams. You know, the Lakers had Worthy, Magic, Kareem. Boston had McHale, um, uh, 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 Larry Bird, Robert Parish, all them. Even Detroit, Isaiah, Dumas, Winners, and all that. But when Jordan came, it was just one man. Scottie Pippen came along, was okay. But Jordan was the main focus. Jordan came and took over everything, not just in basketball. Nike, the shoes, the the endorsements. When Jordan came to the league, the whole world, every woman that never watched basketball was a Chicago Bull fan. So that's how
Steph is. That's true.
Steph is starting to. It's like, okay, women they don't watch basketball, but they love Stephen Curry. So Steph is more of a team player than probably Jordan was. But I'm telling you, when you come down to the greatest player, it's it's not just about on the court. It comes to off the court too.
Yeah, I think the NBA is making Steph like the face of the NBA right now. Because you look at it, he getting the most primetime games. Every time I look up, this dude playing on ESPN or TNT. And then like you said, like outside the court, he's living a good example or whatnot.
He's starting to get a lot of commercials too. The only person that got more commercials than him is Baker Mayfield. Oh my bad.
Hey, look, Stephen Curry, man. I think he is the face of the league. I think he's been the face of the league for some years, like a couple years now. Like I know LeBron was the best player. He won the championships. But when you think about what the face of the league is, it's who has the biggest influence. Steph has the biggest influence, even beyond LeBron. If you go around and looking at all the kids can't be 6'8", 6'9". All the kids can't be 250 pounds and be strong. You know what I'm saying? Even most adults. So, and you look at how the game is played. The game is played based off of Steph. Steph changed the game. So, LeBron was the face for a while, but I think for a couple of years, Steph might, under the radar, be the face of the NBA. Of course, LeBron might have a mixture in there still, that's very strong because some teams still play the dominant point guard or dominant point forward, like LaMelo Ball. He a point guard, but he's 6'7". Luka 6'7". Even Trae Young, who's small, but he's dominating the ball. So in that sense, LeBron sort of still carrying the torch. But overall, I think for a couple of years, Steph has probably been the face of the league. And another thing I want to say is, I think he might be the best leader in the NBA as well. Because somebody, I forgot who I was listening to, but they said that being a leader is not only what you do when your team is doing good, but it's how you act when your team is doing bad. And not to bash LeBron, but when people were saying he was the best leader in the NBA and his team was doing bad, he got him traded. When Stephen Curry's team was doing bad, he weathered the storm, and now they're the best team in the NBA. So I'm just saying.
And I ain't never seen a player walk off the court with 5 minutes left in the game. I don't care how much you're losing. You can't walk off the court with 5 minutes left in the game. You don't do that. And you'll never see Stephen Curry go to the ref and point at a fan and get them kicked out of the game. Stephen Curry gonna bust a three in their face and go turn them back around and do his little shiggy dance.
No,
Come on now. Come on now. Go back to the Wizards. Back in the days when they had that lawyer and he was in the stands heckling everybody, saying he said all kind of crazy stuff. Nobody ever pointed to him and get kicked out of the game, and then the girl do like this. to LeBron James like he cry baby. So yeah, Steph is the face of the league.
When it comes to his leadership, all right, I think that's key. Now, I don't want to pop on the LeBron thing, but I think the difference between him and LeBron is this: LeBron is trying to microwave a championship team. When you see Steph Curry, they had that championship run. They lose KD, Clay get hurt, he gets hurt. They in the lottery. But that year they went in the lottery, and last year it helped this team today. Because people like Jordan, all those role players learned the system. They got to feel who Steph was. They got to feel who Draymond was, and they're gonna get to feel who Clay is, right? But they gained that chemistry. So when they came into this year, everybody was just ready. They got the playbook behind their hand. They know how to flow the basketball and that good stuff. So, but LeBron, on the other hand, he be trying to make these quick fix teams, these super teams overnight, and then they always have chemistry problems. Cause you look at all the time, like in the Miami years, when they lost, they were the better team. Even though sometimes they weren't favorite, they were literally the better team. They got more star power. Even Cleveland against the Warriors, you look at their star power. I mean, you got K-Love, Kyrie, and LeBron against Draymond, Steph, and Clay. Come on now. Like when it comes to star power, Cleveland got more. But the chemistry wasn't there because it was a quick fix. It was like put it apart and see how it works. But Steph, on the other hand, the teams he took to the championship, besides the KD teams, every team he's been a part of, it hasn't been they haven't signed a huge free agent. You know what I mean? They always build it from the scratch up. Iguodala was the only big free agent for real outside of KD in his whole career. You think about it, everybody else has just been built up from the scratch from the bottom.
Don't forget about Mo Spates.
Wiggins.
And
Wiggins got traded over there though.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at American Most Wanted, and they got an APB out on KD for stealing 2 championships.
I want to say about KD.
You said what, Javon?
I think KD got something to do with the face of the league too, because he's like a lot of bigger guys are like dribbling now and getting buckets now. You know what I mean? So I think he got something to do with it too. But Steph is a bigger impact. But I think KD got a little something to do with it too.
See what y'all saying. See, when I say face of the league, it's what the NBA is portraying. The NBA talks about LeBron more than anybody. That's why I say LeBron, the face of the league. But KD and Steph are more influencers. You can say that. Of like
right.
we feel KD and Steph more than LeBron. But media they pop on LeBron news all the way every day. Lakers. But I think eventually it's gonna be the Warriors and Steph. You know what I mean? As LeBron is rolling out. That's what I meant when I said that. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna get some last words in. We're gonna start off with Pops. So, Dad, any last words?
Okay, all I gotta say is Lamar Jackson for president, and Stephen Curry for vice president. Excuse me, Kamala Harris. You know what I mean? I know you're the first Black woman and the first woman, but move over and let a man do his thing, okay?
Appreciate you, bro. You know, it's always a pleasure coming on here. And nobody wins when the family feuds.
Yeah, man. Have fun talking with the fam. You know, let's go Steelers. We got an uphill battle. You know what I mean? But I think we got it. I'm done.
All right, awesome. All right.
Hey, hold up. I ain't say this, man. But on that play, when TJ Watt rushed Lamar, watch that play again, man. My man Mark Andrews slowed up. If he would have kept running, that pass would have been on point, cuz. Watch that play again.
But Dad, like you gonna bring that back up?
Man, I'm telling you, man. I was in Buffalo Wild Wings. It was 29 Pittsburgh Steelers fans around me. They were talking big fans. Man, next thing you know, we looked up. The Ravens was on the 20-yard line. It was only 3 Pittsburgh Steelers fans left. It was dark.
They should have stayed. All right, cool. So thank y'all for being on with us. Thank y'all for watching. And we'll see y'all at the next episode.